Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Nikki.
You ready to shoot this show?
Yes. It's not done.
See that nobody is here.
No.
Usual.
Hey. You should sit.
Okay. You guys are too.
Script review.
Script review.
You're
Is that
late.
right?
Late.
It's lunchtime.
Well, I can see
Script
that.
review for lunchtime. Who does it?
John, you're always eating.
Do you have a grape juice in a box?
Of course, we're gonna start late again.
Has anybody loaded any news up into the STO market news?
There's news this week? No one did anything.
Starting from scratch on one of those days.
Content phone.
Good. We're up.
What?
So what's up?
Yo. How are the vibes? Better with you now.
Well, we're still missing 2 people.
It's a Miami start time.
Especially
You knew this was gonna
Kind of always
happen.
makes it better.
If I just schedule it at 11:30, do we then start at noon?
Yeah.
What that to you about what the cold open
Where
is?
the heck is Sam, Eves, and Kyle? This is crazy.
I'll find them.
I don't know that it's okay. So.
Do they know that we're having this?
They're supposed to. It's every week at noon. On Thursdays.
Honestly, this is Eve's desk. I don't know why he's not here already.
No one ever shows up on time. All right, team. Let's go. Except for Eves, he's in the metaverse.
Where's the metaverse man?
Right on time.
Look at
What's up, dude?
I didn't even know we Script review is the same time every week.
No.
Motorsport.
That's why you're just sleeping right now.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Yo, Eve, who's our sponsor this week?
Our sponsor is Realty. Realty has over 200 properties and 10,000 investors. Realty is a market leader in the U.S. real estate tokenization. Launched in 2019, Realty has built a vibrant, growing investor community.
Yeah, Realty.
Nick, we have something new for the show this week, right?
Yeah, you betcha. We got a brand new security token show theme song.
Oh, we're gonna go to Jonah's voice.
Finally get him. Sorry, Jonah's gonna live forever in our podcast, but for the actual show this week, we've got very cool.
It's time for something new.
We got some songs for the
Hey, turn it up.
Hold up, let me. I just got a new subwoofer in here, so.
Let's get some neighborly love.
Every
Every day we get closer to a vision.
Every day. Subwoofer.
This is going to be vibrating.
Security subwoofer. If you got a subwoofer.
It's time for the Security Token Show. We're here to bring you the latest and greatest in security token news. Coming from across the globe to your living room.
Delivering all the latest STOs and updates.
And getting up to date on all the hottest token trading data.
All while taking a deeper dive inside the metaverse. So what are you waiting for?
Let's get on with the show.
Security token show. Oh yeah.
I got one gripe.
What?
I got one gripe.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. We're gonna be listening to this a lot because that was hype. Megan, I think I gotta have you redo your scene because this is gonna bother out of me.
STOs and offerings.
Folks.
That was-
security token offerings and offerings. That doesn't make any sense.
I know. I was thinking that earlier.
It's all good though. That's
No, John, no, stop. She can redo it.
She can re-record that.
Yeah. But otherwise, woo, that was awesome.
So if I need to replay the whole song all over again.
Yeah, maybe. Let's just redo that. All right, so that was an amazing theme song. We actually have to do the show. Script, research. Has anything been done?
No.
Well, I come with good intentions.
They cannot put articles in. I mean, you only need.
Nick's not supposed to.
What is
do
it?
that.
He's not supposed to,
Hey, bud.
But you guys are counting on me, low-key, y'all count on me.
Some strong development by the name.
Alright, well, was there any news that we know of from this week that was like...
I know that there was tons. I bet if
Yeah,
all of us do some quick research, we can add a bunch of articles right now.
I need an offering right now. Who has one? Right now. I don't even know who I'm talking to. I need
Life's
it.
hard, fam. Life's hard.
Cannabis Capital ditches IPO plans for security token. I kind of like that.
I covered that last week, but I mean, it's definitely still relevant.
Sounds like they need some advice.
We actually didn't do any research for this. Once again, no one does any research.
What if I'm severely lacking on the accent game? I need an accent. My pièce de résistance.
Is Goldman Sachs makes its first Bitcoin-backed loan worth it? Or no?
Yeah, I think so.
If you want to be covered in our security token show, just make sure you submit your article through stomarket.com/news and we'll make sure that we cover it. And now we can get into the actual news. We've got to figure out what's our top 5, guys, okay? So BNY Mellon names Roman Riegelman as CEO of Security Services and Digital something. This is their digital arm of their company. So BNY Mellon is moving into the digital space, but it doesn't seem like there's a ton on security tokens here. We've got Crypto Boom opens door to a new class of landlords. So this is kind of talking about crypto and real estate. We did our 3-part series on that, but this definitely seems like it's potentially more of an op-ed than anything. Web3 solutions aim to make America's real estate market more accessible. So we could potentially do a little section on real estate in general here. The ripple effect, a striking development on defending digital asset securities litigation. And this is fantastic. We've talked about Ripple many times and the effect that it may have on the crypto space. As Sam so expertly put, Yoshi Markets and Tezos Gulf are developing a digital tokenized asset ecosystem. Yoshi Markets, has anyone heard of Yoshi Markets before?
No.
It sounds like they may be based in Japan. And they do have an MTF, a multilateral trading facility, which is like the exchange version in, I believe that is it Japan or Singapore, or maybe it's the same license. But yeah, so they do have a trading platform. So that one definitely seems like one that we should cover because it's one of the first actual exchanges or some of the more recent exchange news we've talked about from international. So that definitely seems like a good one. Judge tells court to scratch off Lottery.com fraud suit. This is a fascinating one because obviously Lottery.com, one of the first trading security tokens based in the security token space, but they never actually launched what they were raising for, which was this global fund raffle thing that never came back. And so somebody, I guess, was claiming that they were tricked or whatever and didn't get paid out royalties or something. And so it sounds like there's some litigation there. That's kind of interesting, at least from a market's perspective. Why exchange tokens are like stocks is a fascinating op-ed on how some of these more exchange-style tokens like BNB or like FTX or some of these other ones kind of are acting a little bit like a representation of the company, and if they could actually really be security tokens, which we've seen. This is not the first time that this has been brought up. Global Cannabis Capital ditches their IPO and is going to a security token instead, which is fascinating. It's another example of people considering security tokens as opposed to going public on the markets where they may not get a lot of liquidity. This is a great opportunity for them to be that way and to go a different direction. HTS Pharma pursues a security token offering on EDSX, which is a digital securities exchange. This is one that we have not talked about in quite some time, EDSX, if at all. So seeing the European Digital Assets Exchange is also exciting because this is another international asset coming to market or exchange coming to market. And we desperately need that because right now, really what we're seeing is mostly live here in the United States with not as much on the secondary market side when it comes to Europe and Asia. Then we have this big one. This is the big Wall Street Journal article that we actually got cited in, which is pretty sweet, around the beauty company Oddity, who's going to be offering a crypto token tied to an IPO. So it's going to be a security token. Unfortunately, that was only in the subheader, not in the actual headliner. And they're going to be working to securitize. So we know that they're in good hands. And then finally, we've got a conversation around this NFT gamble that didn't work out between the Sand Vegas Casino and launching an NFT to fund creation of virtual casinos, which if you're raising money to fund the development of something else, that really does start to look like a security. And it seems like the Texas State Securities Board agrees. I think that's what's also very interesting, because we're going to see more of this problem where NFTs are really just securities and they're trying to issue something and they need to be compliant. So it seems like that one's a good one. Do we have any other news now that we've been able to submit, or anything else that you guys have seen over the course of the week that we need to cover or we want to have in this list?
That last one you said, I talked about last week.
You talked about that last week.
Yeah.
That's great to know. So we can include that this week.
I talked about the HCS Pharma offering last week.
Okay, you talked about that one as well.
But I do have another STO to add
Great. Found one. That's good.
into the mix. I know I did find one.
On your own.
Hogan Lovells advises on the first security token offering by a European museum. The Royal Museum of Fine Arts aims to become the first European museum to offer to the market art security tokens, enabling a broad spectrum of art lovers to invest in museum quality pieces.
Any metaverse news?
Man, so much metaverse news, but
Too much to submit?
I mean, I submitted some of them. I got what I have now is the Hong Kong operator. They're called MTR Corporation. Announced Thursday they will partner with Sandbox to literally build a subway inside the metaverse.
Wow.
Where people can go places around the metaverse with it. Super dope. And I don't know if you guys have heard of Sigmund Freud. I know we all have to learn about Sigmund Freud sometime in school. And so Vienna, he's originally from Vienna. So they put Sigmund Freud inside the metaverse now, and they have a quest with Sigmund Freud trying to spark kind of tourist attraction to Vienna, to have more people come and visit his actual country doing this, just to spark more interest inside the metaverse to get people to physically come to Vienna. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is some little stuff. Then I found Meta, aka Facebook, is now opening up brick and mortar stores all around, and physical stores to sell hardware products for the metaverse, like different things you can use, haptic vests, all that other stuff. They're literally doing that hard. Like,
It's a big move.
it's a big move, and they know they have to hit the ground running with it, and that's the way you actually meet customers, by pounding the pavement, and they're trying to pound the pavement right now.
Provide the infrastructure and then build the moat.
Exactly. Then you got Fidelity. Fidelity just did their Bitcoin ETF or whatever it is. Like, they're getting hard in the metaverse. They're literally launching a brokerage firm game inside the metaverse to teach financial education.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, to its customers inside the metaverse, and that's
sick.
That's super chill. That's kind of like
Fidelity?
Yeah, Fidelity. They are going hard. They are going hard in the paint. But yeah, that's basically what I found this week. So I want to talk about that.
Any other news? That's all we got. Because time to break out your spears and swords. Because time to battle for the top 5. Top 5. Let's chop it up. What do we got?
Let's get into it.
Who's got a hot take for number 1? Most important thing everybody needs to know this week in the industry. Who's got it? What are we thinking?
I mean, the beauty company Oddity,
Yeah.
was cited in an article, so it's only right that we make them number 1.
Wall Street Journal coverage. Is Oddity an existing business that's done well?
It says they're an early stage beauty and health startup.
But they raised at like a $1.3 billion valuation.
Okay, so that's a justified valuation. They raised that money, or is that the money?
There's $100 million.
I mean, that's cool. If they're that's the first, I guess, the first unicorn to do a security token fundraise, right?
And there's cool market mechanics. It gives you like a 20%.
That's cool.
What about Dignity XS? What do you think?
So it's a revenue share token, or like I don't know if the company is worth like maybe the token is
The assets are worth that.
Yeah, the assets might be worth it, but the company may not be. And again, we're also like, it's real, it's legit, we know it's legit, but at the same time, a US company that has raised at a multi-billion-dollar valuation in a legit way is even more. Yeah, so I think it might be the first unicorn to do a fundraise, as opposed to Dignity Gold, who that was their way to become a unicorn, was to pump it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like, I think that's
I
cool.
don't know, man. Yoshi Markets is pretty sweet. Another license in the game.
So they're based in Dubai. It looks like based off that article, which is cool.
That's cool.
That one's good. I think that the beauty company one's cool.
Global Cannabis Capital ditches IPO plans for a security token. I kind of like that too.
I like that narrative.
I covered that last week, but I mean, it's definitely still relevant.
Should we go with the beauty company? Do we give it to one of these wonderful suggestions?
I mean, the
I didn't have
fact
any
that they're the
input.
first
I didn't have any input, so I'm gonna have to go Cal. I love that.
Boom. 2 votes for beauty.
Bang. 3 votes for beauty.
3 votes for beauty.
Beauty on the blockchain.
Beauty on the blockchain.
Number 1.
Done. Bang.
Everybody needs to know about this IPO.
Great.
Number 2. Any ideas? Y'all got?
Art Museum, Bitcoin Loan, Yoshi Markets.
I think Art Museum could be number 2.
Art Museum number 2.
It's based in Antwerp.
Antwerp.
That's where I was born.
Born Antwerp.
All right, it's number 2.
We gotta support the homeland of Hurley.
All right. That's in Belgium for anyone who doesn't know in
Is there an
here.
accent when you say Antwerp?
Antwerp.
You don't
I'm
need.
Brooklyn.
You don't.
Listen to them all the whole time.
I didn't mean that.
You
I want him to
think
say
you
it
need
the
an
right way.
accent?
Say it the
I think Sam makes a strong case for Goldman Sachs Bitcoin-backed loans. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a really big deal. That's potentially, we've seen the ETF problems and getting ETFs approved here in the United States for like actual Bitcoin ETFs. This is another one of those products that like gives institutional investors access to that space without actually having to get approval from the SEC to do it. I think that this is just another one of those things.
Eves, you gonna let Goldman
Token
Sachs
stuff?
take you like that over your Miami mansion?
I don't know, man. I'm just
Does
like,
crypto-
Let me hear some
it
counterpoints.
seems so homegrown. Like, we're just so attached to Miami.
I also, how can you
I don't
sell a
know.
house as an NFT?
I think
So Megan's against.
where there's a will, there's a way. That's what
Legally, or
Let me tell you something.
right.
Legally, the metaverse exists. That's all we know. Does this
Any other feedback for number 3?
I don't think you should do NFT.
simulation theory?
That's the T.
Goldman, it's on.
It's all for the rules.
4th versus 5th.
It's gotta be Yoshi Markets.
It's gotta be
It's
Yoshi.
gotta be.
Sorry.
Develop an ecosystem, I think.
Security tokens trump NFTs.
Yeah.
They do.
They do. They do.
This world.
Okay. Yeah, maybe not the metaverse, but here in the real world. All right, folks, we know top 5. Let's go. Oddity Beauty IPO. Hogan Lovells advising an STO out of Antwerp Museum. Goldman Sachs doing the first Bitcoin-backed loan. Yoshi Markets and Tezo Golf partner up, and last but not least, a Miami mansion in an NFT.
Yes, sir.
Woo.
Copy that.
Okay, let's go through the rest of the show, starting with John Pittman.
What do you got in your section this week, John?
Well, you know how it goes. I wait for you guys to go through your top 5, and then I kind of just sift through the rest of the news and kind of figure out what's relevant.
What's that look like?
So right now, that's why I'm in my life, trying to figure out what the rest is relevant. I brought up the one where I guess the Florida guy with the crypto, he had the robot, it was not doing his job. SEC came and froze all his assets. He said it was backed by $1 billion. So we gotta
And
check.
it wasn't, right? So now did he get
Is
arrested?
it Florida guy or Florida man?
Yeah.
What really
Florida
sells?
resident.
What really sells? Florida man or woman?
Florida man.
Florida man always sells. That's a top headline right there. Florida man thinks he knows about securities.
And he doesn't.
Oh, and also there's a Washington State senator involved as well.
I'm your perfect fit.
So that's gonna be really. Honestly, I only do this show for the girls. They haven't come yet, but you know what to say. We're early. Security tokens, unregistered securities offering. What else didn't make it into the top 5?
The ripple effect. update on the legislation and what that means for setting a precedent for defining crypto. Pretty big deal. Kyle and I called it the case of the year last year, and it's still going. So the case of the last 2 years.
That's been part of my industry news, kind of giving updates on Ripple on a weekly basis. So this is kind of dope seeing that what they're doing is actually starting a movement now. Like, if the FCC is coming after you and you feel like you haven't violated any laws, you know what, throw any money behind what you believe in and really hunkering down.
I also think the BNY Mellon thing is pretty cool. They've set a new CEO of security services, and he was previously the head of digital. So you would think that the person in charge of securities, which is dealing with clients and issuance, et cetera, on behalf of BNY Mellon, has a forward-thinking vision because he was the head of digital. Could be worth talking about, maybe not.
That's true.
Does not say blockchain directly. You make the call, John.
We'll get to the research battle.
Next up, STOs. Megan, walk us through the latest STOs and offerings.
Okay, well, we have number 2 of the top 5, Hogan Lovells advises the first security token offering by a European museum. This is innovative in the sense that, we're tokenizing art now. Museum quality art exists in the physical world. Kind of the whole point of a security token is, existing in the physical and digital world. So
selling NFTs of the art, or selling security tokens?
No, the art's going to be tokenized itself.
Oh,
so you're really going to be an owner of a piece of, the museum quality art. I'm sure.
Nice.
I don't have pricing on it, but yeah. So that's great.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now we're seeing multiple different fractionalized art. Now you've got InvestaX doing the fractionalized Bored Ape NFT.
Right.
Now you've got this real art that they're selling shares of. This could be a real strong use case for
It's interesting, now we saw the demand for the digital art, NFTs, now we're seeing physical art.
Yeah.
So, and then we also have Oddity, obviously.
Talk about Oddity. What's the company? What do they sell? They're beauty, but what do they do?
They always expect so much from me every single week, and I have to do my segment fully on my own. Nobody submits STO articles. I have to find them myself, search the ends of the earth, hours out of my day, just trying to pull together my segment of the show. It's the hardest one. I'm sorry.
Do you have any information on them?
The name doesn't stick with me. I don't know why.
I don't know why Oddity
The
is.
name just, it doesn't
odd.
stick brand recognition to me. Oddity? Odd? We odd?
Oddity explains the thoughts on this process through
It's a
Securitize.
holdco. It's got 2 different brands underneath it, right?
Oh, it's a whole club.
Il Maquillage and Spoiled Child are their 2 brands, it seems like. So they're doing a security token.
Now those run.
That's a 20% discount to the, so the token converts into a share of stock in an eventual initial public offering at a 20% discount. So basically you're buying essentially a convertible note. So you're buying in now at a 20% discount so that when they IPO, those security tokens will convert into real public shares. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, we probably want it to always be a security token, but this is an interesting way to show that small businesses can leverage different vehicles and instruments to get them through to the IPO process, which I think makes a lot of sense. So, I mean, that's definitely a cool one. That's why I see it as number 1.
Yeah, that is
because they're actually an existing business with multiple beauty brands. We know how successful, how big the beauty industry is. I mean, come on.
It's huge.
It's huge. So the fact that they're kind of taking this step is really interesting.
That's dope. Love to see more STOs than usual. What we see. What do we got, Sam Sachs?
Well, I think we look at the market overall compared to equities as a whole. We see that S&P and the Qs are down heavy this week. We see that Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down, but security tokens are holding strong. Just under a $19 billion market cap. I just really can't ever turn it off. Once I'm in here, I'm really locked in. I go out to the real world, but it's just not the same. I really like to just get into it. I don't really know what to do. I've reached out to some people for some assistance. They don't really know what to do, but it's been a wild ride. It has been a wild ride getting our way up to a $20 billion market. I can't wait for what's to come. Woo. we see Negra, which is the leader in market cap at a 14.6 billion. Looking at their chart, they are flagging beautifully on the daily. It looks like we can get some value coming in. They're really gonna break out. But on the flip side of things, we look at our exchanges, we look at INX, we look at T0. Frankly, they look like dog water. They look absolutely horrible. They're having no movement, they're having no liquidity. Where's this price action? Where's the bid coming from? They're not getting one, and that's the problem. We can't rely on a Negra group to hold the entire market afloat, so it's time that T0 and INX step up, show the investors why they're here, why they deserve to be at the top of STOmarket.com, and start pumping in some things to get them a bid.
Amazing. I felt like I was right there in the room.
There goes Sam. You know, it really makes us feel at home. I felt
Pull us into the metaverse, Steve. What do we got?
Metaverse? Basically, what I said earlier, those are the top 5 I'm going to be talking about. Hong Kong subway operator opens up virtual station in the metaverse. It's called the MTR Corporations. It's going to be zooming in and out of Sandbox, going ham. You know what I mean? Then we got Sigmund Freud in the metaverse to kind of kickstart Vienna's tourist program. So they're in the metaverse doing quests and all that stuff in Decentraland. And the Vienna Tourist Board literally set this up just so they could start sparking interest in travel in the real world to Vienna as a whole. Then we got Meta opening up a brick and mortar store in the real world to support the metaverse. They're selling like
kind of counter.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but like right now they got to start meeting people and trying to show them how to use the stuff. So while they're showing them how to use the stuff, they're selling them stuff. You know what I mean?
So they're selling this in the physical world.
Yeah, the hardware to get in the metaverse.
To get people in the metaverse.
Yeah, exactly. And they're opening May 9th. Like starting off with Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Where is it?
Ray-Ban sunglasses. They haven't disclosed the location, so it's gonna be one of those surprise. Maybe it's like one of those surprise pop-up things where everybody's like, "Oh my God, we got some exclusive." Oh my God, it's exclusive. Then we got Fidelity. Like literally, Fidelity is like. I'm talking about, I have no negative thoughts on them. They are pioneering the way.
They're so good.
They are doing it. They're opening up a brokerage building in Decentraland. And they're gonna have like these kind of games where they're like teaching people how to be financially
Which metaverse is gonna win, bro? Like they have an office in Decentraland, but like what about Sandbox? Like what about like the Bored Ape metaverse? Like wait, like are you really going to have to buy real estate locations in every one of these things? Or like where do you see that? Like how do you see that going?
I think right now Decentraland is like the more commercial ready metaverse where it's nothing for these companies to buy plots of land and all these other metaverses and hop between them. The first thing we're trying to reach is like interoperability, and I think once we reach interoperability, then you're going to start seeing. I'm pretty sure a lot of these banks and stuff like that already bought plots of land. They have a team that's buying plots of land in all these metaverses. And I think like the top 10, 15 metaverses, 20 metaverses, they're gonna be kind of like the top 10, 15 websites on the internet, and it's gonna be like, these banks are gonna have staple locations, just like you wanna do concerts at the American Airlines Arena or like,
So you can go get your Meta gear.
Yeah. And then you can hop right into the metaverse, and you can see how that's gonna work out. And I am so excited. I kind of want to just like go into like some deep sleep and like wake up 5 years from now and just like, what's up? Like I'm twitching every day.
Who knows?
I can't sit down. You know how hard it is to sit knowing this is happening? I flip around. That's why I go to the gym. Honestly, I don't think they get it. I don't think they get it at all. Like. I have too much news. I am a craftsman. You know what it takes to have a metaverse project now? Slap the name metaverse on it. I gotta dissect these articles. I gotta get deep down into the grind. They don't know. They don't appreciate it. None of the you easily got too much news. Too much news, my.
Hey, let's do Company of the Week now. Kyle, who brought you this week?
Well, I mean, look, going through the top 5, I think that I really want to give it to Yoshi Markets. because this is a multilateral trading facility. This is another marketplace exchange coming to market, and specifically in the jurisdiction we haven't seen a ton of secondary market activity from. So because of that, because they're working with Tezos Gulf, because they're driving the tokenized asset ecosystem in Abu Dhabi, in the Middle East, which has been a hotbed for innovation with blockchain technology and security tokens already. I think to see a leader come to the market for the secondary side is something that's really desperately needed to actually prove the viability of these security tokens from a secondary market perspective, which, by the way, is kind of what everybody does this for, is that they want to be able to trade their tokens. So because they're taking the lead on that, we know that from a compliance perspective, it's hard to do. It's difficult to get those licenses approved. It's hard to help regulators understand exactly what you're trying to provide. And you have kind of this, you have to do double the work because you have to do the financial side and you have to do the blockchain side. I think for all those reasons, Yoshi Markets is going to be my clear winner.
Yeah, that one makes a lot of sense. I think that's a good choice. I think mine's obvious. Take a guess.
Oh,
Hogan Levels.
You betcha, except it's not Hogan Levels that gets the credit here. They only did the advising. It's the Royal Museum of Fine Arts, Antwerp.
Yes.
Y'all get my company of the week because that's dope. You're pioneering in art and not doing it with some BS NFT crap. You're doing it with security.
Ooh, hot take.
Real investments.
Herwig hates NFTs.
Sorry. All good.
Main topic, Herwig hates NFTs.
Okay, well that makes it easy. Main topic too, selected. Just kidding. I do actually like NFTs. I own some. Who's got any main topic suggestions?
Beauty on the blockchain.
Nick, beauty on the blockchain.
Getting titles all the time.
Beauty on the
Do you just sit here
blockchain.
and think of art? Beautiful titles?
Blockchain beauty.
Are you filming? Oh. I'm the newest one to the Security Token Show, I guess. I'm the producer of it now. And it's always just so fun to come into work and see everybody. And it's crazy because Herwig gets so frustrated. And then Kyle's just like, so much energy.
Every single show is like pulling teeth with these people. They are amazing, they're talented, but they don't do their research. They do their scripts last second. I have to like cattle prod them. It's a miracle the show even comes together, but it does, I guess, every week somehow.
This show just always comes together so great. I love the fact that we have so many different personalities. Everybody's so excited and happy to drive the security token gospel, and somehow it always comes together each week like we never had to put any work in at all.
So producing and shooting the Security Token Show with Kayla is just a dream. If your dream is to be a cattle farmer.
And then I get to string it all together, which is great. It's actually really great.
I'm full of good titles. Let's see what else I got.
I don't know if I want to spend a whole main topic talking about this. We already covered it.
It's a lot. Content already.
Yeah. I think we should talk about
It's gonna be hard for me, so let's do it.
Barter, Bitcoin backed loan.
why exchange tokens are like stocks. That one makes a lot of sense. We can talk about securities laws, why exchange tokens looks like they could turn into securities laws, why they need our help in case they might be securities laws, why people could get. We always love that. There's gonna be plenty of bleeping, Any idea? Any comments, questions, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think that exchange tokens being like stocks seems like a natural fit. We've covered this a little bit before, but this is more relevant articles, and we can talk about FTX and everything going on there. Seems like that's a natural fit.
No hot takes there, then I guess we got ourselves a show, folks. Woo! All right.
So we ready to go shoot this show?
Let's do it.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Everyone
Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right, John, you ready to shoot this show?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
The rock. All right, well, I guess we're doing this thing.
Oh God, spin? Okay.
I'm meta ready.
Let's get on to the news.
Ladies, very
Infinity and beyond.
like asking everything makes sense.